Hi there, my name's Simon Drew, and welcome to the Practical Stoic Podcast, where I give you practical Stoic advice for modern times. If you'd like to see more information about the podcast, or if you'd like to see more of my free resources, you can go to my website. It's risetothegoodlife.com. If you have been getting a lot of value out of this podcast, then please don't forget to subscribe on iTunes or Stitcher or wherever you're listening to this, and leave a positive review. But for now, enjoy this episode. Hi there, my name's Simon Drew, and welcome to the Practical Stoic Podcast. Today's episode will be even shorter than usual, firstly because the message is really simple, and secondly because I understand that many of you, like me, will be spending quality time with loved ones at this time of year. You know, I really do think that this is a special time of year, and it has the potential to completely change the way that we see the world, of course, depending on what you focus on right now. Some people focus on all of the abundance, all of the shoppers and the sales and the things that you can have and the presents and the money that is constantly circulating as a result of this giant month of economic stimulus that is December. Sometimes it's easy to see all of this and all the stuff that people have and to think that maybe what you have isn't that much. Maybe everyone else is doing well at this time of year and you're just struggling to stay afloat. That's one of the reasons why sometimes it's so difficult to be truly happy in a modern society, because there's so much abundance everywhere, and if you're constantly exposed to that, then it becomes kind of easy to fall into the trap of thinking that what you have is nothing. But the alternative is to focus on a different type of abundance, and it's not what everyone else has, but instead it's what you have. You can replace lust with gratitude by focusing on all the incredible people in your life, the blessings you've enjoyed in the past year, the great things that have happened to you, and the exciting times ahead. It's just like what Epictetus said, quote, "He is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has," end quote. And in this quote, he is not necessarily saying that we should not try to improve our own lot in life, or that we should not hope for better times. But rather he is saying that we should recognize all of the beauty in our lives right now so that we can fully experience joy and fulfillment without needing anything but what we have right now. It's okay to want nicer things, but if you need nicer things to be truly happy, then something is not right. You know, I saw a video circulating on Facebook the other day that perfectly depicted the Stoic value of learning to love what you have instead of needing more to be happy. This short clip showed a family waking up and instead of opening presents from under the tree, they had wrapped random items around the house that they use every single day. As they walked around the house, they unwrapped normal daily appliances and niceties, including breakfast, kitchen items, the light switch, and even the car. Everything that they opened was like an amazing surprise, even though these were things that they would have enjoyed every single day. To me, this was a great representation of what life should be like every single day as a Stoic. We should get out of bed and be constantly reminded of all of the abundance in our life right now, whether we live in a mansion or in a shack. Just the gift of life is enough that we should be jumping out of bed each morning. I think that Seneca said it best when he said, quote, "Your food should appease your hunger, your drink quench your thirst, your clothing keep you out of the cold. Your house be a protection against inclement weather." It makes no difference whether it is built of turf or marble imported from another country. What you have to understand is that thatch makes a person just as good a roof as gold does. End quote. So I hope that by now you can see that with all of the joy that can be experienced at this time of year, it's important to recognize just how fortunate most of us are, and how grateful we should be. And you know, I believe that one of the natural byproducts of this kind of mindset is the recognition that there are so many people less fortunate than you. And that brings me to what really are the two main messages of this episode, which are gratitude and charity. I wanted to challenge you to do a few things in your life over the next few days leading up to the new year. First, I want you to follow the advice of the Stoics and take stock of just how incredibly fortunate you are to have the things that you have in your life. Find ways to be grateful for what you have, and also find ways to show gratitude to the people around you for the joy that they bring into your life. The second challenge, and I think that this is probably going to be one of the more important challenges that I've given you in these episodes so far, is to look for at least one opportunity every single day to be charitable, do a kind deed, or offer selfless service. It really isn't enough to simply recognize that there are so many people less fortunate than you. This sentiment must be followed by action if it is to truly set in. And this is the perfect time of year to start the habit of kindness and service. I'll share some Stoic advice with you to give you that added motivation to build these habits. Epictetus said, quote, "Follow through on all of your generous impulses. Do not question them, especially if a friend needs you. Act on his behalf. Do not hesitate. Do not sit around speculating about the possible inconvenience, problems, or dangers. As long as you let your reason lead the way, you will be safe." End quote. What a great message. Never miss an opportunity for service or kindness. And I wanted to also point out that these acts of service and kindness do not have to be big to make a difference. The smallest gesture can completely transform another person's day, week, year, or even life. It could be as small as smiling at someone who looks as though they're having a rough day, or as big as using your Saturday mornings to volunteer at a local charitable organization. Every single kind or charitable thing that you do will make a difference. It's important that we become people of charity, not only because it will make us better people, but also because as Stoics we must recognize that we are connected to all of humanity, and what we do makes a difference. In this holiday season, and leading into the new year, I hope that we can all together become people of gratitude and charity. I hope that you will take up my challenges to become more grateful every day, and to find opportunities to give selfless service and kindness. As you do this, I can guarantee that you'll find greater happiness and fulfillment in every day. And in saying this, I would like to finish this episode by saying that I hope that you've had a wonderful holiday season, and I hope that this year has brought you some really positive changes, only to be superseded by what's in store for next year. I'll talk to you in the next episode, but until then, I hope that this episode has helped you on your rise to the good life. Ciao. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Practical Stoic Podcast. I hope that you've gotten a lot of value out of it, and I hope that it helps you to live a better life. If you have been enjoying this podcast, then don't forget to subscribe on iTunes or Stitcher or wherever you're listening to this, and leave a positive review so that other people can have the chance to listen to this great work. Don't forget that you can see more free resources on my website at risetothegoodlife.com or on Facebook at Practical Stoic Quotes.